This is Karita Parks with Bowie TV. I am here with Dr. Q Parnell from Monumental Impact. Welcome and thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here with you today.
Absolutely. Now, should I call you Dr. Parnell? What do you prefer?
Dr. Q is cool.
Dr. Q, there we go. See? Dr. Q. All right, so Dr. Q, just tell us a little bit about Monumental Impact and what you do.
Absolutely. So Monumental Impact is a program that I created. One, monumental simply means highly significant and of great importance. So when I was coming up with the name, even just the name for my business, period, Monumental stood out because I'm highly significant and of great importance, and you are, and each and every one of the listeners and viewers are as well. So the goal is to make a monumental impact for the NFL players and professional athletes, both on and off the field. Many times they'll be the MVP on the field, but I want you to be the MVP in life.
That is very, very true. Now, something that when I was preparing for the interview, I know you talked about helping athletes with financial literacy, and then you just touched on it and preparing them for life after football, which is so important because we see so many times guys not necessarily prepared to take that next step because they're in the moment and it's all about what they're doing. So tell us more about that portion of your business.
Yes, absolutely. So the Monumental Impact has 4 key pillars. I call them the pillars to success because you need all 4 of them in order to have the perpetual success that we're aiming for. So the first pillar is going to be our career transition assistance. This is redefining your purpose, your passions. What can you do to utilize the skills that you learned in the game, the tenacity, the determination, the resiliency, and how can you apply that to other areas in life? The second component or pillar, as I would say, is the personal and professional development. This is when we really look at the mindset. I call it having a monumental mindset and getting into monumental mode. We set goals. We make sure you have a strategic plan to achieve those goals. So now you're not just making a touchdown on the field, but you're making a touchdown in each different area as you accomplish the goals that you have set for yourself. And then we also make sure that we tap into that adaptability. The third pillar is our mental health and wellness. So we want to make sure that we know this transition is not going to be easy.
Right.
And a lot of times they've been defined by being a football player, basketball player, whatever player it is that their particular sport is, they've been defined by that their entire life. Elementary school, middle school, high school, college, after college, professional life. And now it's time to hang up that jersey and it's like, who am I?
Yeah.
So mental health is highly significant and very important as well. So we have licensed professional counselors that works with our clients and our athletes, making sure that they have the coping mechanisms and stress management tools needed within that transition. And lastly is the proactive financial support.
Yes.
We have certified financial advisors, and we have them there to make sure that financial literacy is something that if you have the average age of an NFL player is 26 right now.
Yes, we know.
And their career span is a little over 3 years. So that means by the time they're 30, they're about to retire. And what 30-year-old, you know, they got multi-million dollars and they know what to do with it.
Exactly.
So what does that tell us? That tells us that at this point, they have not gotten the information that they need to be successful because statistics show that 1 in 6 NFL players file bankruptcy.
That's very powerful.
And 2 years after retirement, the bankruptcy rate shoots up.
Wow.
So making sure that they have that financial literacy right now is important. Understanding the difference between a liability and an asset. Do you want to spend $100,000 on a car? Or do you want to spend $100,000 and now you have a multifamily and that multifamily unit is going to bring in income for you, and maybe off of that income you can go get that $100,000 car. But you have residual income. So the goal of the Monumental Impact is really to make sure that they are having perpetual and continual success on and off the field.
Which is extremely important, and thank you for that. So I wanted to ask you a little bit about how you connect with your clients, and I asked that because I'm curious, the clients that you have, is this an easy process? Because it feels like it would be an easier process if, you know, this person is voluntarily coming for your services, or is it kind of goes both ways? There's you get some clients who weren't necessarily voluntarily coming into the process. I'm curious about that dynamic.
Being voluntold by my mama.
Or by somebody.
Right, or by somebody, right. You have a mixture of the two. The way that a lot of people, and I've seen too, like going, because I work with professional athletes, but I've also noticed that a lot of collegiate athletes have been reaching out to work with me as well. And the reason is because I'm relatable. to them. So, they about 26 years old. They think we the same age. They don't know. They don't know I didn't graduated a long time ago. But having the relatability, because now I'm talking to you as a peer as opposed to dictatoring,
Yes.
kind of thing. So that's one of the ways that has really helped me with connecting with my clients is that I look way younger than I am.
And that relatability is so very, very important. I want to ask you, just in your work, what has been some of the most rewarding aspects of what you do? Is there a certain story that you have that like sticks out to you?
I would say the most rewarding is realizing the impact that I make and not necessarily, how can I say this? It's making an impact and it's like, oh, not even feeling like I'm working. So everybody that I work with, we build a family. I have that connectability, we have the relatability, and they come to me and they're open and they feel comfortable.
Yes.
And when they feel comfortable, and it's like, it's you got to feel comfortable to talk to somebody about your money.
Yes, you do.
You don't just talk to anybody about your money. But them feeling comfortable enough to come to me, that's rewarding. Because now it's like, okay, so you trust me, huh? And I'm here and I want your best interest. And when that wall comes down, it's an amazing feeling.
Great. So what is the next step for you in your company? I mean, I know we were talking earlier, you're very multifaceted.
Yes.
So what's the next step for you?
I see the Monumental Impact really revolutionizing the entire sports industry because it's something that's necessary and needed for all athletes. It's not just something that's particular just for NFL players, but all athletes need it, and then they need it early. Being proactive is better than being reactive.
Right.
So I definitely see the Monumental Impact being a revolutionizing program that will connect with the entire sports industry.
And I did actually want to ask you about the college players because, in interviewing athletes in my day-to-day, like you said, they're so young, like lower 20s. A lot of them come from not having much. And then I wonder to myself, you suddenly get this like multi-million dollar contract. How do you know what to do with it? So when you're working with the college players, are you kind of there through their process of transitioning into the NFL so that they're like managing their money from the go?
Yes, we will follow. I don't look at it as just one aspect. We will help you with each transition. So transition, and we all go through transitions in life. It's not, sometimes we'll go through transition with going into retirement, but then you can go into transition with going from, okay, well, I retired from football, so I want to be a news anchor, but now I decided I really love to cook. That's another transition. How are you going to go through that transition? How are you going to formulate, the steps and the plans to get there? So we are there really every step of the way.
And then, and I have to remember, like you said, it's multi-layered, different tiers, and that mental health is also very important, especially from the guys transitioning from college to NFL because they get so much slack from fans, and that can be a lot to deal with. You're not necessarily used to that. Okay, well, we're going to close out, but is there anything that you want to let our viewers know that we didn't have an opportunity to touch on before we transition?
No, I just want to leave you with just a quote that I live by. Failure is success trying to get your attention. So even if you fail, try again. Never give up on your goals and dreams and just continue to strive. Be monumental. I am monumental, and each and every one of you are as well.
Love that. Now tell everyone where to find you.
At Dr. Q the Coach on all social media platforms, and that's QUE. You can find me at www.drqthecoach.com, or you can text me at 803-587-8677, and I'll text you back.
Thank you, Dr. Q. It was great having you.
Thank you for having me. This was awesome.
Thank you.